Busan EFM's Prime News at 6.
Seoul's financial watchdog said today that it will consider opening an investigation into 195 South Koreans who are suspected of attempting to avoid taxes by setting up paper companies in offshore tax havens. The U.S.-based International Consortium of Investigative Journalists disclosed nearly 12 million documents yesterday, leaked from the files of Panama-based law firm Mossack Fonseca. The so-called Panama Papers reportedly carried details of hundreds of thousands of clients and evidence that some companies based in the tax haven were being used mainly for tax evasion. The Financial Supervisory Service said it will report the cases suspected of being linked to tax avoidance and disguised transactions to the National Tax Service for further investigation.
Busan and Gyeongnam's election commissions have decided on polling locations for the 20th national election taking place on the 13th, with a total of 895 announced in Busan and 902 in Gyeongnam. The polling locations for the national election this year will reuse most of the polling places from the last local election, but change some of the places due to election district adjustments. Information on the locations can be found on the National Election Commission's website and smartphone application. Voting on ship vessels for sailors will be carried out for 3 days starting today. There are a total of 2,894 sailors registered to vote. Among them, 966 are from Busan. The participation rate of voting on ship vessels for this year's national election is lower than the 18th presidential election when vessel voting was first introduced. In the last national election, some 6,616 people applied for postal voting, making the real turnout rate equal 93.8%. In relation to the 20th national election being held on the 13th, the Busan Metropolitan Police Agency is investigating some 40 people on charges of violations to election law. According to materials announced by police, a total of 48 were caught. Among them, 1 person was arrested and 3 were booked without detention. The police are still investigating the remaining 36 people. Investigations against 8 people have already been completed. By type, candidate slander and spreading false information took the largest with 22 people. An official from the Busan Transportation Corporation said the daily average number of passengers using Busan Metro for the first 5 days, from March 28th to April 1st, was 101.02 million people. The station with the highest increase rate of passengers was Gangseogu Office Station, which increased by 20% compared to last year's. Haeundae Station, Santam City Station, and Gwangan Station were followed. The preservation of the water quality in Nulcha Bay at Gadokdo, a project that has been delayed for over 10 years, is being promoted once again. An official from the Busan Gangseogu office said that it had carried out a feasibility study on constructing a seawater corridor for preserving the Nulcha Bay water quality. The results showed that installing a 60-meter seawater corridor would be suitable for improving the water quality. Results indicated that creating a seawater corridor in the east of Dongsan's breakwater would lead to an 8% increase in flow speed. It is also expected to help local fishermen as well as boost tourism. The Busan Metropolitan City Office of Education said it will continue to promote the establishment of the second Centum Elementary School, which has not passed the Ministry of Education's exam for the past 5 years since the plan was first conceived. The Education Office plans on applying for establishment of the elementary school again next year after the preparatory period this year, saying that the overcrowding of classes in Centum Elementary School is very severe and it doesn't seem like it's going to improve in the near future. The establishment of a new school is the only practical option, according to the office. A total of 5 people applied for the public invitation for the new president of Bexco. A Bexco official said that a total of 5 people applied for the public invitation, including 2 from Cotra, 1 former executive of COEX, 1 person concerned in local mice, and someone from an agency under the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs. Bexco plans on appointing a new president at the special shareholders meeting on the 11th.